Hello and welcome to the 13 Nights of Horror.
Ooh-wee-oo.
I am TJ Washuk.
And I'm Evan O'Neill.
Today's movie is The Fourth Kind, 2009.
What an eerie movie, man.
Very eerie. The music, or the soundtrack rather, really accented scenes.
Yes, it did.
Almost to a point where you didn't realize the music or there's sound going on. It was just like... Because I was watching it alone in the dark, and I generally was getting scared. Or just like freaked out, you know?
It's suspenseful.
Yeah.
It's an alien movie, and it's a scary one at that. It's a pseudo-documentary, so it means it's not a real documentary, but it's presented to be as one.
So in 1972, a scale of measurement was established for the alien encounters. I believe the first kind is seeing the UFO. There's a second kind, which I'm not sure what that is. Second kind I think is seeing crop circles. A third kind is seeing...
It's
contact with the alien. And then fourth kind is abduction, I believe.
Yeah, abduction. That's what the title of the movie is about. The fourth kind of alien extraterrestrial interference is abduction. The movie's about how a psychiatrist or psychologist, whatever, she loses her mind as she interviews alien abductees. Resuming a sleep case study that her husband had started. Her husband is murdered early on, before the events of the story unfold, and she's continuing his work. She sort of goes down the same rabbit hole that he did. She interviews residents of Nome, Alaska, and they all have very similar experiences at night.
And in the movie, they do like a side-by-side of how the interactions were on camera from her recordings.
From the supposed documentary or actual documented footage to the dramatization. There's a nice little intro at the beginning of the movie, and then there's little words or little captions that pop up on the movie that kind of introduce who each character is.
Speaking of characters, Milla Jovovich is the main character in the dramatization. She plays Abbott's or Abbey.
Dr. Abigail Taylor, yeah.
Elias Koteas, a.k.a. Casey Jones from Ninja Turtles. Her doctor, her psychologist. And then Will Patton, or Coach from Remember the Titans, is the sheriff.
Yeah. Good little cast and crew of actors and actresses are in the film. Kind of give it some weight to the dramatization portion of it. Definitely. And they use relatively unknown actors and actresses at the time for the documentary.
Yeah, and I thought the girl that played Abigail that in the actual footage, she already looked like she was messed up. Like she had like bug eyes. She kind of looked like they did a good job with makeup on her to make her look distraught. Mm-hmm. How I kind of knew that it was kind of like a mockumentary is during the mockumentary when they talk, they never say or ah or like pause, like they're trying to think of a thought. Yeah, they're reading from a script. Definitely. But it's still a surreal
shock value style movie.
It does add to it.
They created fake websites in promotion for the movie, so whenever moviegoers would go and see it, they could go and look up stuff. And
they kind of did that with Paranormal Activity, I think, something like similar.
Yeah. They had a Blair Witch website.
Oh,
the whole point of it is that it's fictional, but they add some credibility, some real world credibility to it. Even though it's not credible, it's still fictional.
Yeah.
But it's a eerie movie. It's it's an alien abduction movie, and it's about a person losing their mind and then realizing that they are also, because Dr. Abigail Taylor realizes that she has also been abducted before.
Yeah, she eventually realizes
she doesn't understand it at first.
And she's like, I'm a psychologist, I should know these things.
Yeah. Yeah, you realize that she's blocked out a lot of things in her life.
Yes. And also the encounters always happen around 3:33 for whatever reason. It kind of is like that Emily Rose movie where everything happens at 3. The Devil's Hour, the Witching Hour.
The Devil's Hour, yeah. So, I feel like the production of the movie is really good.
Yes.
I feel like it's a very well-produced movie. Everything that's on the documentary side of it is time-stamped, so it kind of, it feels like it was actually recorded on a VHS tape.
Yeah, and the filter they put on to make it look like staticky.
Yeah.
The actors that they used, I felt, portrayed fairly well. Most of the time you couldn't really tell that they were acting, and that.
Yeah, it felt natural, and that's what adds to the scare value, the shock value, or whatever of this, is that everything about it is natural, from the mockumentary side to the dramatization side.
Yeah.
It feels natural. It feels good. And when I advise you watch it if you've never seen it.
And if when they start freaking out, it gets distorted, but then that part gets scary because they, get a little crazy in those scenes.
Yeah, the aliens speak ancient Sumerian. It's a dead language.
Yeah. A trivia on this: Nome, Alaska, in real life, is 51% Native American, and there's no Native Americans in that movie at all.
Yeah. Well, in general, there's a small cast and crew, so
true.
Not a lot of actors and actresses on screen at any given point in time. There's no, that I can remember, there's no like bustling city square or anything like that.
No, it's just mostly the main characters and then the patients for the most part. I mean, maybe a few police officers here and there, and that's about it.
And speaking of Nome, Alaska, it's set there, and it's like an isolated little town.
Yeah.
They mentioned that there's no roads in. The only way to get in is to fly in.
Yeah, that's right in the beginning.
And so it kind of adds to the isolation, the seclusion, the claustrophobia, if you will.
And then they said the FBI has visited Nome, Alaska about 2,000 times.
2,000 plus times since the 60s. They've also visited Anchorage, but they've only visited Anchorage like 300 times since the 60s.
Apparently, people that have been affected by abductions or missing people in Nome, Alaska complained to Universal, and Universal didn't respond. But there's like quite a few people, I guess, that were not happy with the movie, how it talked about abductions. But I mean, like, come on, it's a movie. There's other cities that people have done abduction movies or missing people movies on. So
yeah.
But yeah, it was a good movie. I definitely recommend this one.
Yeah, I would say out of just about any Alien movie, other than Alien itself, it's probably one of the scariest movies. Just because you never see the alien, the dramatization, the reactions, the reactions while the patients are under hypnotherapy are believable and real.
It's almost like, how would I react in that situation type of deal.
It takes a very approach, like a scientific study-esque approach to the problem at hand. And I know it freaked a lot of people out whenever it came out.
Definitely did.
And I bet if you didn't know that it was a pseudo-documentary, you would believe it's real.
Oh, I'm sure, because in 2009, how many people fact-checked around then? I would say? Maybe like
exactly.
2010 is when we started. I don't know. But yeah, that was Fourth Kind from 2009. I am TJ Washuk.
And I'm
Evan O'Neill.
Stay tuned for more 13 Nights of Horror.
Please comment, like, and subscribe. This has been a Two Guys production.